and you pick it, it's like, damn, how can I go brighter than that? Well, in order to go brighter but controlled, you go image, adjustments, levels, right? Levels is gonna make you go darker or lighter. So you just go lighter and automatically it kind of like give it to you, right? And also try to get a nice balance of, because this is how the way it's rendered from scratch. I think this value, right? This value shouldn't be here, right? It shouldn't be here, because you're supposed to, from the beginning, you're supposed to be rendering this thing as a sphere. Well, not as a sphere, but as an object, right? That the brightest value or the clearest value is here, and the darker value is just over here, right? And then you bleed this light. So the reason this thing is hard to work on is because you don't have that, right? You see, all your values are sort of like the same, right? So you only have to have that type of blue here. That's it, here. And from the outside, it's not that. But the way you render it, it seems like right off the gate, you put light blue all over, right? So that's why maybe you have also a hard time to differentiate the values, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let's say, just to give you a quick example, right? This should have been your base. This, this. Then we go to the blue. You got the blue. Oops, no. Blue, 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 and maybe the super light blue here. That's it. This should have been your base. But it seems like you painted all light blue, right? And start putting some darker values or things like that, right? So, but technically it's these, probably on the edges. Oops, on the edges, you will have this, and this on the edges, and on top of those edges, maybe some orangey bleeding, right? Right, so here, right? And then you have your mega contrast. Mega contrast like this, right? And you have your darker value over here.
So, so just like what you did. So if I want to redo renders, do a sphere, and then try and work out where my values go.
What's that?
I said, when I start a render, so
Yeah.
you did a sphere,
Yeah.
circle, like,
Yeah.
with all my renders. Is that how I should start, as like a foundation?
Yes. Yes, because
Okay.
this is gonna set you up to have the brightest value here, and you're not gonna struggle that much, because you see right off the gate, right, the way it looks right now, the design is set up that just in few minutes I know that this is the darker value, this is the darkest value, this is darkest, this is darkest, and this is the brightest focal point, right?
Okay.
So if
But
you
with
think,
the rear,
what's that?
sorry,
No,
I was going to ask, but like, how would you add highlights or reflections on the rear? So let's say I've got a light source bouncing off at the rear arch, how would I add
Mm.
a lighter value?
Oh, this.
Yeah.
Well, that, if you think about it, you need to control it here. Like the rear, this doesn't matter too much, to be honest.
Okay, that's
You
fine.
you can, right? But the rule is it shouldn't be as bright as the front because it's farther away, and that's supposed to be the whole thing. So if so, you will grab it from the middle, maybe. Just do that. That's it,
Okay.
like that. But it shouldn't be brighter than this guy. If you do this, that's it. You're almost killing it because it's the same brightness.
Right.
So it should be very subtle. And what you should do maybe on that is you want to pop the rear a little bit more. Maybe you bring a little bit of the bleeding. You bleed a little bit of the lighting there. Well, technically, according to your design, it should be like that, right? But yeah, you see how things work pretty fast when you have the the right colors, right? So levels, you go darker here, right? So same, you got this guy. Oops, Jesus Christ. Look at this guy, right? This guy, you got a little bit of that. No, not much, not that much. And then you got, let's say, oops, you got, let's say, your brightest value like that. No, yeah, but you see that that helps already. So yeah. So, but you see, like, is the setup is different, right? It's different than this guy. You see.
Yeah.
So you're gonna start bouncing light, and listen, it's easy after you have this setup going from dark to light than going the other way around, light to dark. So, for example, here, let's say you have a feature, right? Goes like this, right? What's going on? You have a feature, right? Well, we just do it like that, right? And let's say you have another line that goes and gives you some according of what you have, right? But this is the setup, right? And try to bleed here and there. You want to loosen up here and there, try to bleed and bleed some light, and this is going to help you also to get some structure, right? Just try to make it very loose but very effective so you can see the what I'm trying to say, right? But you see that the setup is already different. It's already different. You see. But you see how things work better, like right away, because it's the setup. It's the how things are laid out right now with the light. That, right? To make your bar like that. Or what else? Yeah, I want to do this. Just go here. When your light is, as I said, when your light is already set up like a sphere, man, you just start like chopping, cutting, and quickly you get the image. Make sure your colors are right. Just gonna follow your section here, okay? So get a section like that, I guess. So gonna have that too. All right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Got this guy, this guy. Right. Probably bleed some light too a little bit. Right. It's tricky because you don't have to blend too much of the light because otherwise it's gonna look weird. But yeah. But you see, like if you see it from far away, right? You see that lighting is working, right? You see that something in the lighting is like, it's kind of nice. We just need to juice it up a little bit more. Put more details here and there, more values, more subtle things, but tuning lines here and there. But you see that the whole thing is already working. So, and it's super quick when you start with a spherical type of thing and you put the right values, right? So no, it's a little bit. Yeah. See, just like that. All right.
Yeah. I just want to ask, how did you pick a different color to the highlight? Do you know that teal type of color?
Yeah. I'll let you know in a second. There you go. You see, just try to blend the whole environment, right, into your render, right? So the way you pick up that is, let's say you have here. Let's say here is more control palette, right? And you have all the way here. And that's your brightest. And you pick it, it's like, damn, how can I go brighter than that? Well, in order to go brighter but controlled, you go image, adjustments, levels, right? Levels is gonna make you go darker or lighter. So you just go lighter and automatically it kind of like give it to you, right? But you gotta make sure you don't go too much. You just gotta go a little bit just to change the value. That's it. So if I wanted to have a more sharper thing here, I would just do levels. Just go something like that, right? And then one trick, I duplicate the layer, image adjustments. No, my bad. No, yeah. Image adjustments. Jesus, blur, Gaussian blur. Just go like that. Oh, Jesus, I was going to pick it first. You know what? We can go to auto glow too. No. No, never mind. So I duplicate the layer, the bottom one. I go filter, blur, Gaussian blur. There you go. Right, so it gives me that the feeling that is glowy. Levels. I go even more. There you go. You have a focal point there, right? And then if you want to go loose, right, with some style, oops, you just grab the eraser, sharp, you go to the layer with the, you see, and then you just go like that, per se, right? Try to find, right, you just go like that. That's it. You see, when you have the light set up, it's better. It goes way faster, right? You see the difference now, right?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and later on, you can do this at the end, but later on, if you want to pump it up a little bit more, you can just play around and say, you know what, it'll be like that, right? And the next tip is if you want to crisp the edges, you just go filter, sharpen, sharpen more. You kind of like make the layers crisper, you see? From here to here. You guys see the difference?
Yeah.
From here, blurry, crisp, blurry, crisp. So this is what I mean. These still loose, but it's not blurry. That's the only thing that's my main advice I'm gonna give you in terms of like doing loose paintings. Make sure it's not blurry, right? For example, here I can make some stuff in here. It's almost like painting in real life, right? You grab colors, you can go loose here and there, but make sure you strike with some sharpness in some areas, right? So that's it. Let me give you one more thing, and we put the cherry on top of this thing. And obviously, if you spend more time on this guy, you can make it work even better, right? And yeah. Yeah, it all depends on your objective, man. If you want to get a nice piece of art that it looks really cool, man, spend the time on it. But if you need to deliver something right away and it has to be quick and effective, well, you change your technique and you just like do it differently, quicker, faster, efficient. But sometimes to get something cool, you need to spend time on it. So, and I'm telling you this just because it seems to be like a culture going on right now on who finished first. So it all depends on the mission. If you need to really finish first for a certain reason, yeah, sure, finish it first. But if you want to make a nice piece of work, oh man, spend the time. So, all right, cool. No, it's pretty cool. It's not bad. I like it. I mean, the colors and I think it's pretty much what you need to get going with this. All right. So is that clear, Fast? All good?
Yeah, much appreciated.
Yeah. Okay, man. So yeah, I mean, practice and next time come up with a nice juicy stuff. I'm gonna try to upload this video so you guys can see the little demos that I did throughout the session. But yeah, just try to apply it to your designs and the way you work. It's gonna save you some time too. So and yeah, all right, guys. So I think we're gonna wrap it up. It was a cool session. I liked it. I'm gonna think about the contest. Probably would be nice to check some of the projects if you want if you guys want to give it a try, I can check a couple of them next week. We're a little bit late on deadlines. That's why it's like, okay, let's give it a shot. But we're a little late. But yeah, anything you guys want to show next class, just come up with it. All right. I'm gonna make the next class a little bit more free. If you want to come up with wheels, come up with wheels. But if you want to come up with some of sketches or something for the contest, you can do that too. Or renderings. But yeah, let's have a free class next week. Okay?
Yeah, that sounds great. Sorry.
Sounds
Cool,
good.
man. All right.